Oh my god. I almost left the email and opened the door. I almost opened the door. I, I almost opened the door. But I read the email first. It was from a friend I hadn't heard from in a long time. And it was sent to a huge number of emails that must have been every person he had saved on his address list. It had no subject, and it said simply, "Seen with your own eyes. Do not trust them. They." What the hell was that supposed to mean? The words shook me, and I kept going over them, over and over. Is it a desperate email sent just as something happened? The words were obviously cut off without finish. On any other day, I would have dismissed this as spam from the computer virus or something. But the words, "seen with your own eyes," I can't help but read them over this journal and think back to the past few days and realize that I've not seen another person with my own eyes or talked to anyone face to face. The webcam conversation with my friend was so strange, so vague, so eerie. Now that I think about it, what is eerie? Or is the fear clouding my memory? My mind toys with the progression of events I've written here, pointing out that I've not been present with one single fact that I did not specifically give out unsuspectingly. The random wrong number that got my name and the subsequent strange return call from Amy, the friend that asked for my email address. I messaged him when I first saw him online, and then I got my first email for a few minutes after that conversation. Oh my god, that phone call with Amy. I said over the phone, I said I was within half an hour's walk of 7th Street. They know I'm here. What if they're, they're trying to find me? Where is everyone else? Why haven't I seen or heard from anyone in days? No, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I need to calm down. This madness needs to end. I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if I got a signal through these heavy walls. Finally, in the tiny bathroom near one ceiling corner, I got a single bar. Holding my phone there, I sent a text to every number in my list, not wanting to betray anything about my unfounded fears. I simply sent, "You seen anybody face to face recently?" At that point, I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was, or if I was embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head high enough, and if I brought my cell phone down even an inch, I lost signal. Then I remembered the computer. I rushed over to it, instant messaged everyone online. Most were idle or away from their computer, and nobody responded. My messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people where I was and to stop by in person for a host of barely passable reasons. I didn't care about anything by that point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore my apartment apart looking for something that might I missed. Some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy. I know it's unfounded. But what if? What if? I just need to be sure. I take the phone to the ceiling, just in case. It's Tuesday. The phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage, I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran into the bathroom, stood on the toilet, and flipped open the phone and taped to the ceiling. It was Amy, and I feel so much better. She was really worried about me, and apparently had been trying to contact me since last time I talked to her. She's coming home, she's coming over now. And yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I feel so embarrassed. I'm definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't even know why I'm writing it now. Maybe it's because it's the only communication I've had at all since God knows when. I look like hell, too. I looked in the mirror before I came back in here. My eyes are sunken, my stubble is thicker, and I just look generally unhealthy. My apartment is trashed, but I'm not gonna clean it up. I think I need someone else to see what I've been through. These past few days have not been normal. I'm not one to imagine things. I know I've been a victim of extreme probability. I probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night or in the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this now. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that helped me tremendously. A television. I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on in the background. Television's always been an escape for me, and it reminds me that there's a world beyond these dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one that responded to me last night. It's frantic pestering of everyone I could contact. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I count the day that we met her among one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seems like a different reality from the dark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I spent days sitting in that playground, too much old to play, just talking with her, hanging around, doing nothing at all. I still feel like I can go back to that moment sometimes, and it reminds me that this damn place is not at all there is. Finally, a knock at the door. I thought it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera I'd hidden between the two soda machines. I figured that it was bad positioning, like when you couldn't see out the front door. I should have known. I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had placed a camera between the two soda machines because I was embarrassed myself that I had taken this paranoia too far. After I did that, I saw her image walk over to camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved. "Hey," she said to the camera brightly, giving me a war look. "It's weird, I know," I said to the mic attached to the computer. "I've had a weird few days." "Must have," she replied. "Open the door, John." I I hesitated. How could I be sure? "Hey, humor me for a second," I told her through the mic. "Tell me one thing about us. Just prove to me you're you." She gave the camera a weird look. Um, alright," she said, thinking. "We met randomly at a playground when we were both way too old to be there." I sighed deeply, then returned. I sighed deeply as reality returned and fear faded. God, I've been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except in my memories. I never mentioned it to anyone, not out of embarrassment, but out of strange secret nostalgia and a longing for those days to return. That there was some unknown force at work trying to trick me, as I feared. There was no way they could know about that day. Alright, I'll explain everything, I told her. Be right there. I ran to my small bathroom and fixed my hair as best I could. I looked like hell, but she would understand. Snickering at my own unbelievable behavior and the mess I had made at the place, I walked to the door. I put my hand on the doorknob and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. My eyes traced over the half-eaten food laying on the ground, the overflowing trash bin, and the bed I had tipped up to the side for God knows what. I almost turned the door and opened it, but my eyes fell on one last thing. The old webcam. The one I used for that eerie vacant chat with my friend. Its silent black spear lay haphazardly tossed to the side, its lens pointed to the table where my journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me as I realized that if something could see through that camera, it would have seen what I had just wrote about that day. I asked her for one thing about us. She chose the one thing in the world that I thought, or I did not know. But it did. It did know. It could have been watching me the whole time. I didn't open the door. I screamed. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. I stomped on the old webcam on the floor. The door shook. The doorknob tried to turn, but I didn't hear Amy's voice through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts too thick? Or was it not Amy outside? What could have been trying to get in if not her? What the hell was out there? I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speakers through the camera outside. But was it real? How can I know? She's gone now. I screamed and shouted for help. I piled up everything in my apartment against the front door.